marriage is hard may be the single most idiotic statement that.
Marriage isn't supposed to be hard. You just married the wrong person. Or at least that's what I tell my wife all the time. But here's the thing, she makes a really awesome point in her video that life is hard. And marriage is supposed to make the hard stuff less hard by sharing it. And she's got some good points about the patriarchy and how marriage has been weaponized against women at times. But here's the thing. I've been married 13 years. I think it's 13. I did the math. I think it's 13 years. So I've been married for 13 years. My career has been tumultuous. There have been health struggles. I've spent time unemployed and underemployed. We have two wonderful, healthy, energetic kids. All of those things are really hard. Figuring out, and we got married young. I just said I've been married for 13 years. I hopefully don't look that old. I got married when I was 21. And now I am 35. I think maybe that's how I should have done the math. I still think it's 13. Actually, that might be 14. Don't tell my wife. She doesn't have a tech. So having kids can be hard. Building your career can be hard. Learning how to be adults in the world is hard. But the marriage part of it shouldn't de facto be hard. That shouldn't be the hard part about being human, raising kids, or learning how to be an adult. So here's the thing. My marriage has been hard, and it's mostly been hard for my wife. Don't worry, I'm getting to a point, it's not all jokes. I struggle with mental illness. Really difficult to treat depression that's always been there, an anxiety disorder. I am in therapy, I have a community, I have a doctor, I am well medicated, and I have done a few more extreme interventions that have really, really helped me, and I'm in a very healthy place right now, praise God. You need Jesus and a therapist and probably a good doctor. Anyway, there's a long season of our marriage, probably the second quarter of it, where I was the sickest, where I planned my suicide, where I constantly self-sabotaged, where I was probably emotionally abusive. A lot of it I can't quite remember, it's gone out of my memory. But I was very hard to love, extremely hard to live with. I was not a good husband, and I was not a good friend. I do my best to be these days. And I have the capacity to be so now because of community, medicine, lifestyle, therapy, and Jesus. And my dear loving wife, who I cannot be more thankful for. Marriage was extremely hard for her. More so than for me. In that season where I was so incredibly sick. And so here's the point I want to make. Marriage shouldn't be the difficult thing about your life. But love, I didn't think this through, so I don't have the segue here, but love is a feeling and an experience and a concept, but it's also a choice. My wife and I, we fell in love, head over heels, very young. We met in high school. We were dating by the middle of freshman year of high school and dated all through high school, went to the same college, dated through college, got married at the start of senior year. There you go. That's the whole story. We fell in love, and we fell in love hard. And right now, we're in a season where I feel like a teenager with my wife. And I hope that's mutual. I think it's mutual. But we're really, really happy and satisfied. And in love like kids right now, but that's not always the season you're in, especially if we're talking about marriage and we're talking about building a life together. There are seasons where love isn't something you feel or even necessarily something you want, but something you choose because of the love. So, my wife loving me made marriage hard for her for years, several years, because of my mental illness. But she still chose to love me. Love in that season where I needed her and couldn't be who she needed back. She chose to continue to love me. And there are days where you will not feel like you are in love with your spouse. And those are days when love is a choice you make. And aside, before I go any further, this is not saying that you need to endure abuse. If he is hitting you, if she is hurting you, if you are unsafe, get out and get out today. Get out of there. And maybe there's a path to reconciliation, but some people you can only love from a distance. Maybe it's not the end of the marriage, but this season you might not be able to do this thing right now. So, I am not saying that you stay in a dangerous marriage. But I'm saying that marriage, even when it's functioning correctly, sometimes the love has to be a choice. And there can be seasons where marriage itself is hard, but you choose, if you're safe, you choose love and you choose the life that you're building together. And you have to lean on community and on, for me, for us, on faith and on the vows that you made. That marriage is something that you want. If it's not something you want, don't do it. So marriage isn't supposed to be hard, but there can be hard seasons. And in those seasons, love is a choice. And that choice is an investment. And that investment pays off in the future. Love you.